Iconical family. You know, I've never been much of a hot sauce guy. Either it's too hot, or I'm running to the bathroom right after, or something. It's just never been my thing. That all changed when I tried Norse Hall. Norse Hall is from West Virginia and provides solid flavor in all of their hot sauces. Handmade, fermented, and all natural ingredients are put together to make, quite frankly, some of the best damn hot sauce I've had in my life. My favorite, Freyer Zest. Habanero ginger peach hot sauce made with peaches, carrots, honey, habanero peppers, lime, ginger, onions, and all of the delicious goodness you could want in any hot sauce. If you want something lighter, try their Siggins Venom hot sauce. Maybe you need a little bit more heat to crank it up a notch with their Searcher's Wrath and Couch Burner hot sauce. Whatever you desire, they can match. Go to norse-hall.com. That is norse-hall.com today to put your order in. norse-hall.com. We are the West Virginia Hot Sauce Company.
We're gonna go cause ruckus, basically.
That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's you know what the cool thing is too? Like, since you laughed, if that thing peaks, I could put it inside this thing called the Levelator. It's an app. There's nothing on it. There's no tabs, no nothing. It's just a Levelator when you click on it. You drag the entire file, you put it in there, and it peaks everything to where it needs to be.
Right. So like makes it more like crisp, basically.
Yeah.
In a sense, that's nuts.
And if you're too low, so it's like, I'm gonna point this towards you anyway, because you're more of a lower speaker than like I kind of like. I'm in your face.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So,
I get what you're saying.
It'll bring your voice up without me having to like have two channels and turn yours up and turn it down. It just does it for you.
That's fire, girl.
Yeah.
So I definitely gotta look into that, because I'm getting to a point where I'm ready to start my show.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how I want to do it, put it out. Like, I'm like, because I've tried, like I've talked to you about a couple of times, I tried to do it with so many people, and people just are not as disciplined to it, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like,
Or dedicated.
That's, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're just not dedicated enough, and like, it's just, I'm ready to just do it, and it's something I know I can devote every Saturday, like an hour of my time to sitting down and talking about it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But it's more so, like, you know, designed to inspire, like, really.
You know, I said to myself, and it was even more because I started putting the podcast together, because this is more of a podcast that I would have to put together after I spoke to you, was how to start a podcast. You, I have no problem helping out, but I've had 5, 6, 7 people flake on me. It's like, yo, you called me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You wanted to do this, but then, no, I can't make it. And that's fine. You can't make it. That's okay. But don't do that twice. Don't do that 3 times. 'Cause remember, you asked me to help you.
And
know?
that's what I'm saying.
So I think I'm just going to put out a podcast of exactly how to do that, what to do, and one of those things where it's, I don't know, I'll put all the information of what I use, all that different stuff. That way, if anybody asks me again, you know, like, I'll help you put everything together. I have no problem with that.
Right.
If anybody else asks from this point on, be like, yo, see episode whatever, 95.
Yo, right.
Yo, ain't wasting my time.
I did it already, buddy. There you go, man.
Yeah, you want to know? And the thing, you'll find out if somebody really wants to do something by their actions.
Yo, right.
You can talk about it all day.
Right. Like, yo, I listened to this, you know, I still don't understand. Could you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then you see interest of like, all right, maybe that's somebody I can sit down with and be like, yo, well, actually fucking show up to what I want to show them. Like, I definitely feel you, man.
Yeah. I think people's actions nowadays are distracted by phones, are distracted by whatever tablets people have, especially kids. So, you know, action nowadays is a little bit more minimal than it used to be. So
Right.
you could say you want to do it, that's cool. I believe that you have the passion to do it, and everybody else, you know, in general. But whether you do it or not, that's what takes the course of whether it gets done or not.
Right. Like, literally.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when you start thinking like that, you start to understand life a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds straight cut and boring, but like, it's like that ass, like how you're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Are you going to do it or you're not?
Yeah, exactly. Like clean and cut.
So we had a Photoshop yesterday, or photo shoot yesterday for actually these new bad boys.
Yeah, are you like selling those? Like, are you like promoting it?
I just got them all in. We just did the photo shoot to get them on the website. So,
all right, cool.
But my boy JP, who he was just, I told him, I was like, yo, you give me a price of what you think is more than fair with no discount, because I want him to give me, as a photographer, I've watched him throughout the past couple of years just say, I want to do stuff, I want to do stuff, I want to do stuff. Okay, cool. I want to work on this, I want to work on that. Okay, cool. Then he applied. As soon as he started to apply, his work took off, dude.
Right.
The way he put it together was phenomenal. So it was like almost like a blueprint. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do this. Okay, cool. You write it down. Sometimes it's really hard to move forward with stuff. Fear of failure, fear of whatever it may be, right?
Life just whooping your ass right now. You know what I mean?
You're down and out. Dude, as soon as he started going, and I was just like, bro, these fucking photos are amazing. These things are wild. And they're not even photos of my stuff. Right. Photos of everybody else. I was like, name your price, I'll pay you. So I got 3 photographers, which is great. But if I have somebody, I allow him to do whatever he wants. Like yesterday, he's like, how do you want? I was like, freeball it. Do whatever you want. I trust you.
I want your own artistic expression on this type shit. Yeah.
Well, what makes you different if you're just going to be like everybody else? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, if you and I could sit down, we could easily put your podcast together. Like, dude, I've been so used to this now because I just started another podcast. It hasn't lifted off yet. Right. But I mean, like, another website, another business, and another podcast to go with it. And the other dude has no idea how to do kind of like set up any. He's like, that's your area. And I'm like, all right, no, that's cool. I said, I'll run you through it though. He's like, yeah, no, that's fine. And I just ran into, what was it? Apparently Apple Podcast or whatever. Or iTunes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's Apple Podcast. It's like the purple app or something like that. Yeah.
You know how when you have to do the pixelations correctly, like I don't know if you've been through this part yet, but like YouTube, if you want to put your thing on your logo on there and just have the audio play in the background, right? Because you don't actually have video, you have to have a specific pixelation. So like 13, I think YouTube is 1300 by 1300. You go into the properties, you change it, you do whatever, or you use Photoshop, right? Right. Well, each one is different. Spotify is 4000 by 4000.
So it just creates tedious work, it sounds like.
Yeah. So like Apple said, yo, we want, I think they said 1300 and 1302. I think that's what it was. So I put it in and I put the picture in, the logo, the new logo. And now it says something I've never seen before in my life. So this is just proof that we're always growing, always changing and adapting, right? Right. You cannot use the alpha channel. Or you have to do it without an alpha channel. What the fuck is an alpha channel? Right. Looking at my TV, like, what the fuck did you do? You know? Yeah, right. Like, dude.
Did you jump on Google and just like?
Yeah, I had to learn what it was, and basically, I mean, I still don't understand it. To be honest with you, like after I'm done here, I'm going back home to go, work on it. But me and my buddy, we put together like little bits and times each night or every other night of 2 to 3 hours because we're starting this business together of I don't understand it either, so he's checking something on Google, I'm checking something on Google, oh, found it. That way we're still knocking it out, and he's based down in Texas. Right. So it's like he doesn't need to be right next to me, but if we can just Google me, we're good, we'll knock it out. Yeah, so right. The alpha channel basically is something that's a little bit more subtle, where the background can't really be there. There's too many intricate details that are going on that I guess either the platform can't handle or whatever it may be. I've never had to go through that, so now I'm just like, all right, so what do we got to take away? So I tried 4 different ways of doing it. I tried changing the contrast, black and white, take away the colors, take away the background, use black and white. No. And I'm like,
all right, so what do we do?
It's like the Notebook. What do you want? Yeah, right. It's not that easy.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's again. I guess I started this podcast however long ago, 2016-ish. Mm-hmm. It's changed since then. So
Right.
I have to adapt again, and that's okay. But you know,
Right.
figure it out. Right?
Yeah, right. And that's,
wild.
I'm trying to do the same thing, man. Just push some shit out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know. I think on YouTube, even like, it's not even something like. Of course, I would like to make it something that I do for a living. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way. But it's like, I'm not even thinking about that because like the first 5 to 10 years are just going to be a straight grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's, I don't know, like those kind of things are why you'd want a partner. You know what I mean? So that you can be like, yo, even if you just fucking vent it out, like, yo, like, what the fuck is this? All these fucking Roblox, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
It's a lot.
yo, right.
What I found that works, to be honest, dude, is get yourself little sticky notes, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So the first day, just dedicate the day to try to get as much shit as you can done. Yes, expect to be frustrated because there's a lot of different things that need to get done, right? And this is what I lacked. So that's when I came in and I was kind of like, okay, in my head, my ADD brain or ADHD, I swear to God, I have to be diagnosed with something.
With something,
okay,
right?
yeah, there's something up there.
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
I swear
I'm
to
sitting
God.
there like I'm talking to squirrel, you know, like
Yeah, right.
you know, fucking tennis balls with golden retrievers come out of nowhere, you know. My head goes everywhere. But if you sit down and you just write like a list just for the first day, 10 things. Can you knock those 10 things out? Cool. Just do it for that one day. And whatever you didn't get knocked out that day, carry it over to the next day, but only that list, okay? But every time you're done with it, put a check mark. You get that dopamine release out of your body every time you actually put pen to paper, check, and you're like, damn, it feels good, because it does feel good.
Yeah, right.
But if you do it on a phone, it's not the same.
right.
It's not the same.
And if you try to just do it all up here, it's not. It's really not the same. Like,
I had to
it's
tell you-
actually like a chaos kind of. It's chaotic, bro.
I had to do a dry erase board, man. I have put all my schedules on a dry erase board.
Yeah, right.
Every month I label 1, 2, 3 all the way down. Put when my bills are in red. Check marks after I get them in green. Anything that I have to do is in blue. So today was marked, John 3:30.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It was marked down today. So I was like, all right, cool.
And that's where I'm getting to, like, I guess, and I turned 28 and was just like, yo, dude, you really gotta lock in, like, right fucking now, or else your rest of your life is gonna suck. You know, like, and I always knew that, and I was telling my girl, I was like, yeah, I really think that our 30s are gonna be like our golden years. You know what I mean? Like, I really feel it, like, in my gut that I'm gonna have the most fun, be the most creative, really get shit done.
Yeah.
And then, like my pops passed and shit, and it was just like, all right, well, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
Little-
just more, like, for me, like, with life, I don't really, like, you gotta, like, find some type of humor in it, you know what I mean? And the humor in it for me is, like, you finally get the job, you get, the card, you get the girl, like, everything is, like, coming together, you know what I mean? And then it just, like, takes it right away. And it's, like, it really just kind of instilled in me that, like, yeah, you gotta go, like, right now, you know what I mean? And, like, fight for what you want to do with your life and etc. Because if you don't, like, it can literally just be swiped, just like that. And it kind of instilled I'm really starting to pull away from how I once was. Like, this weekend alone, I got at least 3 phone calls with people that needed me to do stuff for them, and usually because of that, I'm the first call because I got no problem getting it done. You know what I mean? I'm just that kind of guy. Like, it's not like a macho thing. It's just more so, like, I'm reliable. Like, you can lean on me. Like, I got you. Like, I love you to death. Like, that kind of thing. But I got to get away from that, or else I'm never going to get to where I want to go. You can't consume your time doing shit for other people. Like, you just can't. It's just not like life just doesn't work like that if you want to be, as overly successful as I want to be. Like, kind of thing. Same with you. Like, I'm sure you had to start pulling away somewhere to be able to focus on this. Like, going to Indy, all that shit. Like, you got to make the sacrifice. This is basically what I'm getting at. Yeah. And it's like, that is my grieving process, is realizing I'm like, yo, dude, you got to, like, focus on yourself, or you're going to crash and burn, kind of thing.
It's weird too because when somebody says focus on yourself, that's a thrown around term nowadays. Oh, just focus on you, or concentrate on you, do work on you, right? That's thrown around easily. Like, it's just like, you know what, I'm I'm gonna do it, and that goes back to the just talking part. Because, okay, well, are you going to the gym? Are you journaling? Are you putting that time aside? Some people it's meditating. Some people it's doing yoga. Some people it's just regular stretching.
Sleeping more, yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is. Are you going to bed at 8 o'clock to make sure you get your 8 hours in? Because now you figured out that, hey, lack of sleep does fuck you up.
Yeah, well,
it does
age
take away.
the fuck out of your body. Yeah. Like, for example, I'm the type of dude that I'm always 12 to 5. It's probably the sleep that I get. Like, it just is what
You're
it is.
a fucking warrior.
You know what I mean? And I'm able to get up, and every single day, and this I know that need to stop fucking doing it. I get up at 4:45, the alarm goes off, and I lay there until 6 o'clock.
Really?
Why? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, why is this happening? What the fuck? Like, you know, you feel like shit, your thoughts aren't right, and it's just like, yo, you did not get enough sleep, bro. Like, that's all this is. You just not get enough sleep. You're waking up, your body's like in fucking fight or flight mode because you know you have to fucking get up and get ready for work, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking tired and exhausted. But like, the things that I'm doing, and this is just the whole grieving process of like playing video games with my friends till 12 o'clock because it fucking feels good. You know what I mean? Like, it brings you back. It, like, all those kind of things, when it's like, when you get in bed at night, you know this shit is gonna tear you the fuck up. And that's what it is. Of like, you know this shit is gonna tear you the fuck up. Get in bed and just deal with it. You know what I mean? And like, and that's the hardest part of it, is like, yo, you have to get in bed and think about this and know that when you wake up tomorrow, part of your day is gonna suck because of what has just transpired, and it just is what it is. So, and like, you know, I have these emotions of like, I'm not that guy that's gonna cry, man. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
But because of my partner, she's pushed that into my life. Like, yo, dude, like, you, as bad as you want to be Superman, as bad as I want you to be. You know what I mean? Like, she's just, you have to set that time. It's just gonna come out, and yo, it really does. Like, when he first passed, I think it was like my first week back at work. It was Friday. I was eating pizza for lunch, typing on my laptop, and it just literally just started tearing. Like, and I'm just like, but then I stopped and I was just like, yo, it literally will, there's nothing you can do. It's gonna come out. So it's like, yo, just start setting that time aside. And that was like back in the summertime, like back in August. And it was really made me realize that you really gotta start doing it. And I still haven't done it because it's like, I'm just not. Like, committing to that, it's almost like, you don't even know if you're gonna get past it. And that's what it is. Like, you don't know if you're gonna get past this. It's a really, the real you versus you. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you need to do to move on with your life, but you just fucking can't. Like, you're just not ready yet.
So, okay, I'm gonna tread lightly on this one.
Yeah.
Okay? Because there's two things. One, because I had to learn how to grieve because I didn't understand how to do it. We're taught as men what?
Yeah, all right. Suck it up, man. Chin up.
That shit down.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing. Yeah. Was it 8 years later? 9 years later? Yo, you need to go see somebody. All right, cool. So I did. You know, and I needed that. You know what I mean? I guess my first question would be, it's a loss, obviously. Right? It's a loss. But for any man listening, what was the toughest part about losing your father?
So we're gonna get pretty deep here.
Yeah.
And I'm open book. That's why I'm able to do it.
I know. That's why I love you.
The toughest part was like super dead ass, man. The hardest part, and I was thinking about it today because I know I had to talk about it.
Okay.
Is like when he took his last breath, and you put the blanket over him. Like I couldn't leave him, and I was almost like, yo, I cannot just leave him there like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can we cover him up? Can we at least make him look comfortable? And I kissed his forehead, and it was dead cold. Yeah. And it, like, all those kind of things. And then, like, just walking out and shutting the door. And it's like, That's the last memory you got. And that's the hardest part. It turns you into a fucking man. Right? I don't care what anybody says. It's almost like you said, I know you've lost a parent in your time. I don't know what it felt like to lose your mom, but like losing your dad is like, and I almost live in medieval times up here anyway.
Okay.
So it's like you watch the king go down, man, and now, you thought people were leaning on you before. Like now they're really going to be leaning on you, especially if you present yourself as a leader, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like buckle up. Like that's definitely my message for the men out there is to buckle up, because if you're that guy, especially if you're a junior, like all those kind of things, like it's gonna come to you, and everybody's gonna lean on you, and you gotta go through what everybody else is going through, but also have your shit together at the same fucking time. And it's hard, and you're not gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like
You're not gonna be ready for it.
You're not gonna be ready for it, and I think I'm doing a good fucking job. You know what I mean? Is there pieces where I want to be able to do better in? Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's the part I'm talking about, where you gotta find your me time, you know what I mean, for you, because you're gonna need it. Like, for example, I'm gonna be, as soon as I switch over to all sport, I'm gonna be going to the gym in the morning, on the weekends, especially because that's like, I need to be the fuck away from everybody. Like I was talking to my boy Jordan about it today. I wish I could move, you know what I mean? Just so that I could be away, and really take care of myself and come back and then do my thing again. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna make you feel like you need space. You're not gonna get it, that kind of thing. Like, and you gotta figure out how to navigate all that. And I think that that's the toughest part, but I'm gonna be extremely thankful for it later.
Yeah.
Like if I can navigate this when I wanna, whatever I wanna do, whatever goal I have, like it's right in the backseat. Like, yo, if you can navigate this, this is nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
What's wild is that I'll say this. I have some really, really good friends that go to All Sport. That, I mean, the photographer I use go there. One of the models that I use, he goes there. So if like you ever need a partner like to go with, they're on board. And one of them's training for a bodybuilder.
For a bodybuilder, I would love that, man.
He's cool as fuck.
But I want to do All Sport. It's just peace and quiet over there.
Yeah.
Like that's why I want to go over there.
Throw your headphones on.
You pay a little extra, but like going into Planet Fitness in Newburgh is like, one, gonna see somebody I know. You know what I mean? Like that's
everybody's gonna be there.
Yeah, everybody's going there, and it's like you can barely even get a fucking machine. It's just like, all right, I need to go somewhere where there's like solace. Like I can go and work out, chill. There's a sauna. There's pool memberships in the summertime and shit. So I was just like, but I'm paying a little extra, but I'm paying for peace and quiet. And I can actually go there, work out, and feel like I'm in my own space.
Yeah. There's a sense, so, and this is gonna sound like I'm downplaying something, and I'm not. Right? But the initial, I don't know, the initial way I'm gonna say this is just gonna sound off and weird. Okay, so the one thing that everybody has in common in this world is the fact that we come out first through a womb. And I'm just gonna say it, I don't care how it sounds to anybody. Everybody has come through this earth through a woman.
Right.
It is what it is. That's all I'm saying, right? We also always leave. Okay? Everyone passes.
Right.
Everyone. That means that everybody has gone through a rounded surrounding family of one way or another, or a close friend, of grief. Right? So with saying that, I say you can and you will get through this, because it's something that is relatable to everybody, that everybody has gone through losing somebody. And it's weird how those three things are the three things that no matter what we have in common.
Right.
That is the craziest thing, and I didn't think about that probably until the other day.
It is the craziest thing, because
we all came in, we're all leaving, and then the people around grief. Everybody has felt that grief before.
Right. Everybody. Yeah. It's something that's what, it definitely helps, because no matter who you talk to about it, it's like, I remember when you know what I mean? Like you said, man, it makes you feel like you're not alone. That's one thing that I'm grateful for is the support system that's around me. Is just like, especially, and I don't know if it's just a man thing. I really don't know, but you could not speak to your boy for like fucking 3 weeks straight, and you could just call him out of nowhere and be on the phone for 4 hours and be like, all right, bro, like, listen, you know, it was really good to hear from you, and like you both feel that euphoric feeling like, yo, he really needed to fucking talk to me today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's a rejuvenation from both ends.
yo, exactly, man. And that is what has really got me through. Like, I shoot a text, yo, need to call you, and that's it. And it's not like I said, man, I'm still fighting the crier thing like I am. Like, it's just not my fucking thing. You know what I mean? I'm more, what are we going to do about this? You know what I mean? Like, and it kind of, it puts me in weird spots in life because, like, I feel like my generation is, I don't want to say soft.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like, it is, man.
I mean, again, that's the whole you're a man. You can't give in. You can't do. That's what we're taught.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? And it's just kind of like, when does that not narrator? Notion. When does that notion end? You know what I mean? To where it's just like, not saying that you have to be completely like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, you're too easy now. You know what I mean? Like, but that's part of the problem too.
Right.
You can't be too hard. You can't be too soft. We have to
I found the balance, you know, between it. In my relationship, relationship made me find the balance, and the reason for that is because like my partner's more emotional than I am.
Oh, okay.
Way more. Like, I'm talking like the first couple years, I was like, yo, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because this is not me. She's more of a crier. I'm not. You know what I mean? And like, it will be something that I think is this fucking big. You know what I mean? Meaning very small. And she can cry over it. And I just had to realize that, like, yo, that was my lesson. Like, not everybody is built like you. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that, like, that person, that's what they need to do. Maybe even you need to fucking buy into it a little bit because you're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You need this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe that's why this is here. Like, because I just go deep.
If you start crying when the air conditioner breaks, let me know. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's shit like that, and it's like, yo, like, is this really? And it makes me start thinking to myself, like, should I be this upset over this, or is it just like, am I so immediately gun ho, like, all right, this needs to be handled, get it the fuck out of my face before I do end up there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what my formula is, but because of my relationship, I did find a balance of, like, for example, just as men out there that even listen to this, if you live with a woman, it sucks, but you set the tone in the house, man. Like, you do. If you come in pissed off and angry, guess what? Yo, like, here goes and be like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I had a long day. I wanted some love when you came through the door, and now you're all had to learn that. You know what I mean? And learning through all that, I like was telling myself, yo, dude, time and place, balance. Like, you can be that way. You know, go to the gym, go fucking play basketball, go compete, go do something. But when you're at home, when you're with your loved ones, you have to shut that shit off. Be more compassionate, basically.
Yeah, that's hard to do. That's really hard to do.
Yo, it's
the fact that you figured that shit out.
It's
damn.
There's times where it's like, yo, this is too much. I need to go take a walk. I need to go. Like, even she introduced things like that, and I'm like, yo, take a walk for what? Like, even like if we're in an argument, I'm like, yo, listen, I need to go take a walk. And I'm like, yo, I'm not done yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
by the way, but come back here.
Yeah, right? And but, you know, if you respect your partner, you start to, it's just like, all right, yo, take your walk, whatever, yo. Like, even if you're pissed off.
Yeah.
When they come back, it's literally like the problem is gone.
Clear out
both
a little
of you. Yeah, for both of you. And then it's like, all right, well, now we just talk, and it's like, sometimes you get caught up in that shit of like, you just wanted to argue and get it out because it fucking feels good. Everybody, who doesn't like arguing? You know what I mean? Like, when you're angry about something,
half the TV shows are about arguing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, it's just, I had to learn, you know, and my relationship definitely saved me from a lot of shit. Like, when you want to be with somebody and you want to be locked in, and you know, if you just look what's out there, again, with my generation, it's like, love is not there, dude. It's not, it's very rare. If you're single right now, I feel bad. Like, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Like, there's OnlyFans, it's sex work, it's this, it's that. There's like no intimacy or privacy anywhere anymore. And it's like, it's cool, like, yo, do your thing, but like, don't get mad when you feel lonely. You know what I mean? Because there's no. Like nothing's a secret anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I look at women. It's like you see someone you're attracted to, I want to be able to imagine, not like, oh, I could just go to her Instagram and you know what I mean, and see like whatever I need to see.
I'll be real with you. You know how they say like some women, they're like, oh, she's crazy. She looked up my Instagram, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I do that.
Right.
Like, a boy was like, wait, what? I said, yeah. I want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, right.
You're bugging if you think I'm not looking up stuff about this person. Be like, you don't think that's a little crazy? No.
It's not.
No. Because if I find out in the wrong way, I'm going to be wasting time.
Right. If you're seriously interested in somebody, I don't see the problem with that. Like, I don't see the problem with that at all.
Not even, you're not stalking somebody. You're just looking at information that's already out there.
Right. Pictures of what they like to do, all those things. Like,
and, I'm sorry, but if you have on your Instagram also the stuff is you shaking your ass in the club, pass.
Hard pass.
Good. Yeah.
It sucks, but like, that was cool when I was 20, 21, 22, 23.
Right.
But when I want to settle down with somebody, when I want to have kids with somebody, there's a possibility you can have a daughter, and that's not what I would like my daughter to be doing with her life. And I don't know. It's hard. Like even like hearing shit like that, like for some people, it's like really hard, and I don't understand it because it's like, yo, you can do whatever you want to. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? Like even like I'm not. I probably get shit for it all the time, but like I'm not a strip club guy. Like I'm really not.
Yeah, no, I'm not either.
Like I'm definitely the dude that is like, oh, you don't gotta do this. You know what I mean? We can get out of here. Like,
so I can count how many times I've been to a strip club. I can count how many times on one hand, and it's just like, and the times that we're there, people are just like, oh, are you like I know you feel
are you good?
awkward. I'm like, no, it's like I don't feel awkward. Okay, trust me. I can make friends with these people. To be honest with you, I'm a great talker. Okay, but even if I did make friends with these people, wouldn't really want to hang out with them. Why?
Yeah.
They've been around every fucking dude in the most intimate way you could possibly fucking imagine.
Right.
B, more than half of them are doing drugs.
More than half.
Yeah. And C, my earned money is not going to you.
Right.
If we're being real, and I'm not a one-night stand kind of person, I can go on my phone and go find somebody.
Yo, you know what I mean?
I got enough people that are attracted to me. If I really wanted to make that call, I can do it. But I'm not that person. I'm not going in there. I've seen people leave with $1,000 out their pocket with a DWI leaving.
Yeah, right.
What?
It just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like I'll go. Like it's like I've been to one, and it was recent. It was actually with my girl, and it was a funny time because it was in Puerto Rico on a trip.
That's how you went.
And it was like 12:30, and we were like, "Yo, nice, real fucking young." You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And we looked, and there was a strip club, and we're like, "Yo, she's never been to one. I've never been to one." We're like, "Yo, fuck it, we're going." Like,
yeah,
see what it's about, whatever. We go in there, and like it was none of them were attractive women. And I was like, yo, I think we're in the wrong place. Because there was a dude standing outside with an assault rifle on his chest. So like we were just like, all right, yo, maybe that's just regular because there's money being, whatever. Okay. So we go in there, and there's a sign. Well, actually, $20 cover charge. That's $40.
Okay.
Already gone. So we go in there, and there's a sign that says, if you're not drinking, you need to leave. Like, it's a real, like, I'm like, oh, that's funny. I thought it was just like a haha, like, so we're sitting at a table, and I'm kind of looking around, and me personally, I'm trying to see someone that I'm attracted to. So I'm going to start throwing money and shit like that. So I'm just like, yo, let me just start peeking around, not seeing anything, and I nudge my girl, I'm like, yo, am I tripping? Or is like, am I being biased?
Yeah.
I'm like, we're in Puerto Rico. There's no way that I'm in here. Like, yo, no one's attractive. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So then we're sitting at the table, and I started looking it up, and it's like one of the worst strip clubs in the area. Like, it has like two stars. And I'm like, yo, all right, yo, like, this is not good. The lady comes to nudge the table, And we're like, oh, what's up? And she points to the sign. And we're like, oh, like that's real. Oh, okay, that's a real thing. So I asked my girls, yo, take my car, go get us whatever, Henny and Cokes, whatever you want to do. And we're drinking and we're sitting down. And they nudge the table again, like, oh, like, and we're like, yo, all right, I was like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're not about to have me in here drunk with a bunch of women that don't really look attractive to me.
Tickle my fancy.
I feel like that's extremely hard to do in Puerto Rico. I really do.
Yeah.
But it was like a rough, like, all right, we're going to go back to La Placita and just hit the bars and hang out. But then we looked up more. We just didn't end up going because I was like, yo, let's just try it back home first. We'll go to like New York City or something, like, or go to a real, you know what I mean? But it was saying all that to say, like, it's not necessarily my thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not. Like, I was in there just looking around like, yo, I need something that, like, I'm actually attracted to, or else it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm like that everywhere. Like, that's why my relationship works. I've been attracted to this girl since I was in 7th grade. So she just didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, it came out and whatever through, like, years later. But that's why it works for me.
I went, I have a story that goes along with this too. It's a double story.
Right.
So I went and it was again I'm not really into it, right? And I was able to get in from a person, right? So the one person worked there, and the other person was one of the managers, right? And I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. So the first like 5 or 6. No, you're good. So the first like 5 or 6 drinks were on them. Not a bad gig.
Right.
But also, like, I stayed back because I'm not giving you my money.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not happening. You're gonna feed me free drinks because I know somebody in there? Cool.
Right.
I'm just not gonna be, so anytime somebody came over, I was like, no, I appreciate it, but that's when I stepped back, right? Because I'm like, I'm not gonna get in your way because you're here to work, right? Okay. So this was when I was still drinking. This is years ago, okay? Had a couple whiskey shots. Had about 3 Long Islands.
Damn.
I used to be able to take Long Islands down.
Yo,
The most I've had one night was 4.5.
2 whiskey shots and 3 Long Island sounds like you're already.
I was good.
You gotta be banged up.
This is why I quit.
Yo.
So, apparently, because I don't remember everything.
Right. Oh, so this is allegedly. Yeah, gotcha.
Well, I do know this. I said, yo, what happened last night? I said, I remember getting home. Now my car was fucked up. I got home, my truck, the bumper was ripped all the way off.
Damn.
Almost. Hit something.
Right.
Don't know what it was. That was a wake up call at that point, right? But then I told my buddy, I was like, yo, do you ever see me? He's like, dude, you didn't even look drunk. Like, you weren't slurring your words. You were perfectly just engaging. Like, I was like, okay, whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
Regardless. He's like, do you remember giving the dancer a lap dance?
Yo.
Come again? Huh? He's like, yeah, dude. She asked you if you wanted to dance, but I know that, and so you said no, but and you pushed her into the chair, and you got on top of her, took your shirt off, and I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, oh yeah, you did, and I was like, don't remember that.
Well, did it work? Like,
apparently, I got like $2 out of it.
Yo. Yo, that's funny as shit. 'Cause usually, at the end of the day, people get kicked out for shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's pretty dope.
So, but I guess, that's the whole point of knowing somebody else there. But unfortunately, the person that we got in with was dating somebody that we knew. He unfortunately passed away. He was, I might butcher this because I don't know all the full details, but he was shot, I believe, in Brooklyn. And he was caught with either 25 or 50 G's on him.
That's rough, though.
So you were hauling something.
Yeah.
There was always something in the back of my head where I was like, yeah, this relationship ain't really cool. Because I didn't know what it was, but, there was a lot of weird shit that happened with that, and homeboy was still married too.
Yeah, shit like that's rough.
You know what I mean? But the other person knew it.
Right. That's why I say it's rough.
And she still pursued. And
it's kind of like you don't want to get involved in it, but you're watching it and you're just like,
yeah. And you want to know, it reached, I don't want to even say it reached its boundary, but it's because it went over 4 years.
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's boundaries.
That's not an accident. That's not an accident. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right. And then, of course, is what happens. Like, oh, we hate each other now. Oh, okay, cool. But you got a kid.
Yeah.
Right? But now it's like, then when they die. And I hate saying this, but this is the truth. This is the absolute truth.
Right.
Oh, you were the best thing that ever happened to my life. Really? Because 2 weeks ago you were just saying,
yeah, dude, it's
a piece
fucking
of
horrible,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Really is. It's a trend. It's a thing. Just like when my pops passed, like, there's people that have done disgusting things to my dad. Like, horrible. Wish death on them, like family. You know what I mean? And it's like, then they want to send condolences and do that. It's like, yo, dude, I don't really fuck around with shit like that, like stuff like that. Alone, like my dad, you know what I mean? But like, in general, like friends, whatever. As soon as it goes a little too far for me, I just step back from it. You know what I mean? I feel like, all right, well, listen, I'm gonna get the fuck away from you before I break your fucking face, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, because it's I don't know, man. Like, people they're just not compassionate, empathetic anymore. Like, I think everybody just wants to be angry all the time. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, almost like everybody's is not who they think they are, in a sense. Like, and I think that, like you said, the phones, TV, all those things, like, puts it in your mind that you're somebody else.
It's supposed to be like it's something that they're portraying on the phone, on whatever it is. You know what I mean?
And it's just like I love rap music. Don't get me wrong, but there's certain artists that I feel like are promoting a certain thing, and it happens every day. Like, I love Meek Mill. I listen to Dilla Dirk, all these artists, but like, as a kid, you know what I mean? Like, to be ingesting this all day, every day, and then come to find out when you hit 16, 17 years old, now you're shooting people. That's where it came from. I'm just called what it was. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, my favorite rapper, ironically, it's funny, but when I was growing up, I liked down south music a lot, and it was in your era when you were more so like a teenager growing up. Like Lil Scrappy, T.I., like crunk music, all that shit. Like,
it was different.
It was different, and I loved it, and it influenced me in a way to be like them. You know what I mean? Like hard. You know what I mean? Like, and it definitely influenced me. I'm not saying it didn't. People won't admit it. You know what I mean? But it like watching Paid in Full when I'm 6 years old, I probably shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, it influences you in a way to like, oh, yo, this is our culture. Like, our people are up there. You know what I mean? This is what our people do, kind of thing. Yeah. And it really does stick in you. I truly believe that, like, it sticks in you.
There's I want to go back to something that you said when you said that people do like my condolences and stuff. How fast did that phrase turn numb?
Honestly, man, it's the first. The death was extremely sudden. Like, I was at work, and I was talking to my dad at 7:40, and I got a call at 8:40. Like, yo, like, I'm pretty sure this is it. You need to get the Vassar, like, right now.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, as soon as I got that call, I knew it was coming. I knew I was gonna have to handle all those things. Like, I was like, that's kind of how I am. It's like, it's weird. It's almost like I process it immediately, and then like, all right, so this is what you gotta do to make all this shit work.
I get it. I get it. It's like you feel bad that you don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Not even that you don't feel bad, but it's like you feel a certain way that you should feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I talk to my girl about it all the time. Yeah. Like, yo, am I fucked up? Like you live with me, you know what I'm going through, you know what I mean? Like, and she was just kind of like, yo, like, I ask myself all the time, like, is he all right? Like, I have no idea. And like, I truly live to be that way. Of like, I don't want anybody to know what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. Like, it's like
I'm fucking with you, dude.
It's like a
steel trap up there.
Yeah, it really is. And I live like that, and it comes with frustration of like, people don't understand you. You want people to understand you, but you don't want to
Open up.
expose yourself. You know what I mean? Like, but I understand people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what it is. Of like, there's maybe one person where I could walk into a door and we make eye contact and they know exactly where I'm at.
Like something's going
It's like
on.
one person. Like they know like we got it. We're like best friends since we were like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But more so to answer your question, it's like it was immediate because it's like you don't know what the fuck this was like. You know what I mean? Like you have no idea to be getting up, going to work, focus on your thing, just talk to your pops, doing your thing. Like you're talking about he called me every day. I knew. All those things being just ripped from you like that. Some people do get it, because they went through it.
Yeah.
But for the condolences of people that have not went through it, it was just like, yo, dude, I'm glad I could just be open with my friends, you know what I mean? Just be like, yo, condolences to you, man. And just be like, yo, this shit sucks, bro. But I'm just telling you, and that's how I would talk about it and be able to laugh about it. Because it's like, yo, when it happens to you, like, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Because it is like gut wrenching, and like you said, me and my friends are all the same. You know what I mean? Like we take it in stride, kind of thing. But it's like this shit sucks, and I was able to be open with them, and that was the really dope part. Is like having those people near you, like fuck the condolences, man. Like I know you're saying it because you don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But you being here, that's all that matters. And that's how I broke it down to my friends. It was like, yo, you being here, that's it. Like, I don't need your condolences. Like, you being here when I call, when I'm fucked up, like that kind of thing. That's it.
Because the I'm so sorry and my condolences, like, I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, but the words and the phrase to people who've heard it 1,000 times, they're just numb. They're not there anymore. You feel nothing of receiving it. It gets to you and you're just like, okay.
Right, like I don't want to put her on the spot.
Yeah.
So this lady that like in our family that is also dealing with this, she was done with it too.
Yeah.
Same thing, like like because for them it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you lose your husband, I think it's like I tell my mom that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like like listen, this is way different for you. Like you were at 18. She had me when she was 18. My brother, are 3 years apart. So they must have really got together when they were like 16. Like really young.
Yeah.
From there, 30 years after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like spending 30 years with somebody and then losing them is just like. I told her. Like I was like, yo, we were sitting in there and I was like, yo, just like that.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I don't know what to say to you. You know what I mean? Because there's no clear cut, like, hey, my condolences, like, come on.
To make you feel better.
Yeah, there's nothing to make you feel better other than, I'll be here as long as I can to the best of my ability, etc. But this is going to suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you said in the beginning, buckle up.
Yeah, literally, like buckle up. Because the other part to them is like, she's only in her 40s. So it's like you have 40 years left to live after spending 30 years with somebody. What do you do? Like, and like me thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, dude, like, there's only one way you can go. Either you're going to go and hurt a lot of fucking people because you don't want to be alone, or you're going to suffer alone. There's no, until you're ready, until you're really ready. Right. There's no, like,
that's where
balance.
that self-help comes in,
Right.
Are you dedicated to waking up at 5 o'clock instead of just sitting there?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like that's where it kind of ties back, right?
Right.
By the way, going even back to that, Tommy Virgadamo?
I believe so. Sounds familiar.
Twins.
Yeah.
So I was working out with Tommy like a few years ago, 5:30 a.m. like all through the summer, right? That was the best I felt ever. And I don't mean just in the span time. Every single day, I was at work and I was like joyful, breath of fresh air because I got the workout done, but my endorphins were through the roof because I was pushed first thing in the morning. And I was like, yo, I feel good. Like, and that workout in the morning changes your life. I don't mean that like.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm trying to get there. Like I really am. Like I really am.
I'm telling you right now, that means I was waking up at 4:30 or 4:45 to get up and get to his house at 5:30. Now I'm across the bridge, no big deal. It's a 10-minute drive,
Right.
even less.
No, dude, but like it sucks.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like all my boys are D1 athletes. All like most of them, like a high percentage. One of my boys, Malcolm, I'm like, oh, listen, man. And mind you, these guys have been doing this since they were teenagers. So like this is regular for them, not me. So like I hit them up. I'm like, yo, listen, I want to start coming in the morning. I really want to try to start getting after it. I would wake up at 4. Like you said, 10-minute drive. The Newburgh Planet Fitness is 10 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
I would get up, and first day, I ended it first day, texting them, yo, dude, you got it, man. I don't know how you guys fucking do it. Went back to bed, cause I woke up, I felt my body, and I was like, yo, dude, you're just not ready for this shit yet. And that's okay. Like, you need to sleep. There's so many other things that you need to put in order.
Yeah.
Like, it's way more dedication than you fucking think, than just getting up and going.
Yeah.
Is more so what I'm saying.
I'll give you 2 things that can help. Okay. That worked with me. Okay. A, go get cordyceps mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Like coffee, or do you mean like real shrooms?
No. So you get extracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like the droplets that you have in like little containers.
Yeah.
I'd take that straighten them out every day. I take cordyceps, turkey tail, reishi at night. That helps calm the nervous system. Lion's mane. I take 5 of them a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I take them, grogginess is gone. I'm like, all right, now I'm not filled with energy, but that grogginess gone.
Mm-hmm.
I do it as soon as I wake up. I roll over. All right, that's done.
So it's immediate.
Yeah.
So
that's
what
within the,
made you do, like, who put you onto that let you know that, like, yo, that shit works?
I started looking into certain things like a few years ago, and I was just like, this whole mushroom thing, and there are certain mushrooms in lion's mane, and I tried lion's mane's coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and I took a quarter, maybe half of this coffee, and I put it in there, and I didn't really drink a lot of coffee, I just wanted to see what it would do.
Mm-hmm.
I was on fire for the day, bro. I mean,
I believe it.
and I was moving, going, alert, no crash. What? You mean no fucking crash?
Right, but that can't be good. Right, it's like the other parts of that can't be good, right?
Right. Nothing happened.
Crazy.
What the fuck am I missing? All right, found lion's mane extract. I'm taking that shit straight. I'm not using it in coffee.
Right.
I started looking at cordyceps. Energy boost for the day. Cool. Take that with it. Turkey tail, good for your gut, your micro gut biome.
Mm-hmm. Which is a real thing. People don't believe in that. That is a real.
It's your second brain.
Is a real thing.
Yeah.
I seen, which he's a crazy dude. You know who Kevin Gates is, right?
Kevin Gates?
Yeah, Kevin Gates, rapper. Dude,
Maybe if I heard it, maybe.
Dude is fucking insane. He's absolutely insane.
Now I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole tonight.
But no, he's insane. But
Okay.
he explained he used to be kind of built like I am, bigger dude, not in shape, but you kind of look in shape, but you're not really in shape.
Okay.
And it's like he did yoga, and they explained to him like, yo, listen, there is a like deep rooted core in your stomach that if you understand how to release this, you'll be set free, like kind of thing. He didn't believe it. He did it. It's on video. He did it, and he immediately cried as hard as he ever cried in his entire life. And he's good now. Completely different guy. He's fit, super. It's almost like it like sucked the negativity right out of his life. In a way, is the way he explained it. And I was just speaking to that as like, that's a real fucking thing. Like it really is. I've yet to tap into it, like and figured out what to do or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know like it's a real thing. You carry your shit somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I mean I would say that's fucking wild though. That is very wild. I would say start just with cordyceps, give you that little energy boost, and lion's mane I think helps a lot of the stuff helps your immune system, and then the other stuff like lion's mane kind of just puts you on fire for the day, like alert, ready to roll. So if you take those 2, I think you'll be all right, right? Just as soon as you roll over in bed, just have the droplets right next to it, boom, boom, take it in, right? Second thing is that alarm goes off. When that alarm goes off, have something that is annoying waking you up. Don't make it easy to go back to bed.
Right.
Make it so that you want to turn that fucking thing off. Okay? Okay, you're up.
Right.
Don't hit snooze. Look at it so when you know what mine says? Don't be fucking lazy.
That is a good wake up call, man.
Yeah. Don't be fucking lazy. Picture the one person that would be so disappointed in you saying that to you.
Right. And that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Like what I'm doing now is like thinking back, you know what I mean? I used to be able to, I'm just like, yo, dude, I used to work at Max's right on Main Street, get out of work at 2 a.m, be out till like 4,
Yeah.
wake up by 9 o'clock, go to work at 10.
Yeah.
Every day. I never got up like, oh fuck, this sucks. And I was going through a lot of shit at the time, like with my parents who were in a good relationship, wasn't living with them, was like on my own, like really, really young. And I'm like, yo, you were going through all that shit, you were able to get up, like what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Like where are you now?
Yeah.
And it just started getting me to like, yo, get the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of more, I talk angrily to myself all the time. I told my girl recently, like, yo, like, this is what I gotta do. I'm sorry, like I'm like naturally, like I know how to operate off my anger, like kind of thing.
Okay.
So just you gotta let me. So when I wake up, almost like I'm on something, like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. Like right now, like that's where I'm at. Like I have to almost beat myself up to be able to like, yo, you're good. And then as soon as I'm dressed and everything, it's like, yo, all right, look, like, yo, was that? Almost like I have to talk to myself. Yo, was that really that hard? Like, what are you so? Like, why are you waking up like this? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And it just let me know a lot of it is just you're not happy about where you are. You haven't started the show yet. You haven't written any screenplays because you're so afraid to dive into your shit. You know what I mean? Because you know what your shit is and how deep it is, and you can get stuck in there and this and that. More so, getting me to the point of like I'm so afraid to focus on myself because I know it's gonna happen. And it's like, you have no choice but to leave these people behind. Like, you love them, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
You, like, everybody can't go, kind of thing. Like, a buddy of mine who's very successful, he just says that to me all the time. He's like, yo, everybody can't go, bro. That's what it is. Everybody can't go. Like, once you realize everybody can't go and you know where you're going, that's your discomfort area for you. You know exactly where you're going, all the things you want to do, you know where you can take it. But there's people that you can't live without that cannot go. And like you're just stuck in this wake up fucking angry, like, and I'm like, yo, fuck, like I gotta go. I can't, like, that's literally where I'm at. That's where I've been at since I was like 22 years old. It's just like, yo, you know what you can do. You know what your screenplays are gonna do to TV, you know what I mean? There's nothing unique anymore. Like, for example, like my memory is so fucking sharp that like I remember, and you went to Beacon High, right?
Yeah.
So my aunt is about your age. Her name's Amanda Jackson, and she was very cool with Damo, Elena, and she just had a birthday. Why am I fucking forgetting her name? She's gonna kill me. Why am I forgetting her name? It's bothering me now.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out when we end it because I literally just had a birthday to her yesterday. but it's one of her friends, and it's like I remember vividly watching 50 Cent drop down off of from the Indie Club. It was the first time it ever came on.
Yeah.
I was with my aunt, and she's 10 years older than me. So I was 5, she was 15.
Yeah.
And she ran to the TV with her blanket, covering the TV because she was obviously, you know, she's a teenager girl, 50 Cent, shirtless, whatever, you know what I mean, like going crazy.
Yeah.
And like, when you go look at TV, like no one's talking about our time, or when we grew up with hip hop, or we grew up with rap, and like how it influenced our childhoods and no one's talking about that time from like 96 to 2010. Like it wasn't a great time. You know what I mean? Like everybody's stuck in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and it's cool, but like I know the stories that I have correlate. Like, do you watch a lot of TV or no?
Not anymore. I do watch some TV, but not.
We're still like TV shows.
I did. Yeah. if they were, I'll catch them now if I'm just like, yeah, I'll see whatever's on is on.
Yeah.
Like, but I won't follow a lot of different things. But
I hear that shit.
Yeah.
I'm obviously into that shit, so I watch a lot of TV shows and analyze them and stuff, and like.
Well, don't get it twisted.
Try to feel them.
I can remember. I'm a movie like growing up. I was a movie person.
Right.
I can remember movie
like you can
lines.
emulate, like basically say a line, like and somebody will be there with you. Like I'm the same kind of way.
Yeah.
So
I'll hit you with a Jim Carrey quote. You'll know exactly where it's from probably, and then I'll hit you with the line right after what you said. You can add another scene to it. On the fucking line. Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
I'm the same way. So there's a show, 2 shows, of where like when I create this and what I'm trying to morph would be like The Wire meets Shameless.
Okay.
Put together because it's just how I grew up, you know, and also exposing the fact that like growing up biracial and seeing like, you know, people talk about racism all the time, but biracial people get it from both sides, like 100% of the time. And it's like no one talks about that either. It's like there's just certain topics that I'm watching TV and I'm like, yo, this is like real stuff that goes on, you know what I mean? It's just we keep watching the same drug dealer with the same story, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, these shows are good, don't get me wrong, but like where is the substance of like this story is going to inspire somebody? You know what I mean? Like where is it? Like
strictly for entertainment.
It's strictly for entertainment, right? It's not like I want to make shit that after you watch this, you're gonna be like, you know, like I remember when this happened, and you're gonna call somebody because the show is gonna remind you of a time where when you were a kid, like that kind of thing, but also in the same mix of like you're just gonna grow super super attached to these characters because it's shit that you go through. Yeah. Like there's a show out. I don't know if you watch it or not. If you haven't, you should. It's on HBO. Called Euphoria.
This is the 3rd time in the past 2 days I've heard about this.
I'm telling you something right now. That show, especially the 2nd season, was like you specifically because I know who you are. You're gonna in your mind you're gonna go back to high school. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna take you back.
You are the second person that said this.
It's gonna take you back there because that's the setting. But it has like a set of like 9 to 10 main characters. Okay. And each of them have their own fucking problems. So like you're gonna grow attached. I already know what character you're gonna grow attached to if you watch it. Okay. It's his name is Nate. Okay. He really has some shit going on with his dad. Some sick shit. Like really sick shit. Okay. It's not sick shit that we spoke about previously. Okay. But it's still sick. Yeah. Like it is fucking sick. Yeah. But that dynamic of teenage kid, a father kind of thing. Like I know you went through that thing, and you're gonna grow attached to him because he fucks his life up because of his dad. Okay. Like 100%. Like he's who he is, things that he does, shit like that is 100% because of his dad. But then it shows you why his dad is the way he is. Okay. And then in the middle of the show, you're kind of like, oh, wait a fucking second. Like, not that I agree with any of this or what he's doing or anything like that, but I understand now. It takes you back. Like, I'll just more so put it out there without details that his dad is secretly gay. Yeah. And it took you back to when he was a kid. And he couldn't be that. You know, and it now trickled down into someone else's life because he never took care of it. Yeah. It goes that deep. Like, it really, really does. And that's interesting. It's something that I don't think you're going to still be able to stop watching until you finish. Because the main character is really like where it gets like gut wrenching. Like she's arguing with her mom, she's punching holes through walls, but they made it super, super, super fucking real. And that's what I'm chasing. Okay. Is
that the meeting after this that you have?
Nah, that
because he could. I mean, like he has a great mind.
Yeah.
I mean.
Absolutely.
Down, you know what I mean? Like, I know he does. So that's why I was just like, oh, that makes sense. So,
right.
But
we've talked about it. Yeah. But like, it's something that he's into, and he's probably gonna give me my first role in something because, like, that's my passion. My dream is to write and act and shit because of things that I've been through, like the sexual abuse thing that I've spoken about, like all those things. Being able to be in that space and understand yourself and through all that shit, like I'm able to tap into any emotion, anytime, like that kind of thing. Yeah. I know I can emulate it in plays, in TV shows, and this. Like I don't feel like anybody's really acting anymore because you're hiring people that go to these performing arts schools and things like that, or whatever. It's cool, but in my opinion, if I go and find a guy that like, he actually went through this shit, you're gonna get a different film.
You know who might be a good idea to pull out is Dawn.
Who's that?
Dawn G. Dawn Granieri.
I don't think I heard.
She's from around here. She was she was in, I believe, my class, 04-ish. I left and I went to Wallkill.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you ask. I mean, she's doing stuff now. She's doing like indie movies and stuff like that. Like she's doing different stuff right now. And she, always the kindest person. I don't walk into her often, but sometimes maybe once a year, twice a year I see her. But she's always a sweetheart of a person. But she has gotten into this, which I'm trying to get her. I'm trying to get her on this podcast. It's really hard to get a hold of her. She's half black, half white, blonde hair, like, and she's going at it. She has a lot of energy. She's a sweetheart of a person, but she's going out there and she's killing whatever role she has right now. And she's posting all the different stuff. And I think over this past weekend, I think she went to a going of the indie movie or something like that. So that's somebody you might want to try and reach out to, or I think a bunch of us at the shop.
Yeah,
no,
we could definitely. I could definitely do that, man. Like, it's just for me going like everything I've ever spoken to you about, like sexual abuse to dysfunction, all of it is going to be in one character. So it's like that's why I'm like, I have to really dive deep into this. People need to watch this and understand that this character is like almost at the snap of a finger can be anybody. You know what I mean? Like I really want to fuck people's minds up. Because it's like going through that, you had to be like I masked my emotions for 10 years, basically, in a sense. Yeah. So like what I'm getting at is like, if you can imagine a character masking their emotions for 10 years and then seeing in their adult life, like able to, it's almost narcissistic in a sense. Like I had to be to protect them from knowing like what happened to me.
Yeah.
And it translates into your life, which is what I mean. Like my partner brought so many different things I just didn't know. You know what I mean? Because I was so focused on, like, listen, like, you got to hold on to this because your family finds out it's a burden, like, all that type of shit. And
so many channels they have to protect.
I have, like, 100 different channels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I can... But there's a bright side to it. I can understand anybody. I can have... I truly believe, and I do not like this dude at all, like, or anything that he's about, but... I can sit down with Donald Trump and have a conversation. Why? Yeah. Because I went through very, very horrible things, and it's embedded in me that like, one, it could always be fucking worse. Somebody went through worse than you, because that's what I had to tell myself to, like, get through it and shit. And two, if you don't understand the both sides of something, you're always gonna be just on one side, and that's not who I want to be. Like politically, I couldn't tell you what I am. You know what I mean? It's because I see some stuff Democrats do. It's like, I agree with that. But then I see some shit, I'm like, absolutely not. And then it's the same thing on the opposite side. Republicans do things that...
You're a realistic person.
It's how you got to be. Like,
I get it.
So it's given me the power, of empathy in like the deepest form, I feel like. So I want to utilize that into these screenplays, going deep like that. You gotta release, you know what I mean, at some point, and meaning like it's gonna stick on you, it's gonna be on your mind all the time, like all that kind of shit.
Did you start writing at all yet?
No. I wrote in like character developments and things like that, and it's sitting, and it's like, you know what this is gonna be.
Do you need help with that?
I don't. It's simply just like,
No, I mean...
Meaning like letting it go?
Pushing to do it.
Right. Okay. Like stuff like that is where I'm like, you gotta fucking go.
Here's something. Let's just say you're not here tomorrow. Right? There's a possibility of that, right? I'm not saying that the chance is high or low.
That's how I think.
You have no idea, right?
I can get hit by a car walking back to the car. You know what I mean?
So who the fuck else is gonna write that story, dude?
Right.
Nobody's gonna write that story. And if you're gone tomorrow, that story will never be written.
Right.
Ever.
And this is shit that I tell myself all the time.
Yeah.
I talk out loud with my girl, and she like, we'll be sitting on the balcony smoking. She'll be like, so why are you like, Like, why can't you do it? You know what I mean? Like, just like,
Yeah.
sit down, set an hour aside, do your thing, close it. 1 hour a day until you get to where, and I tell her, like, yo, it's because I know where this is going. Like, it's almost like the worst form of survivor's guilt I've ever felt, like, ever. Like, I know where
What's
this is
the worst
going.
in your head that'll happen?
The worst in my head that's going to happen is more so, like, I'm going to become extremely successful with this.
Yeah.
And as much as the man is, you want to take care of everybody, right? Like, that's everybody's dream. You know what I mean? The American dream is like, you gotta make as much money as you can and take care of your family. Like that kind of thing. But then there's a side, and this is just me personally, this is where I lack.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, you know, like, what about me? You know what I mean? Like, on your tough days, like, my bad mental days, that's where I go. Of like, what about you? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's taking care of you, et cetera, et cetera. I'm battling the fact of like, yo, if you want to be that guy, you do it just to do it. You know what I mean? He doesn't get any recognition. The dude that you call, like, for example, my father-in-law, my girl can call him at 3 in the morning, yo, I got a flat tire. He's up, he's there, 30 fucking minutes. All right, yo, everything's good. All right, guys, look, take care, love you guys. He's not looking for recognition at all. That's a different level of like, I'm doing this because I want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's so many emotions, and I think it's just because I'm young and there's so much dysfunction that went on in my household that like, just shit that you just really need to let go of. That is like right in the way of your success. It's right there. It's like I see it, I stare at it, I daydream about it all the time. Like I know it's gonna happen. It's just like, yo, you gotta let that shit go. You're not doing this for recognition. You know, the breaking generational curses, you don't get a thank you.
Yeah.
So that's really, that segment there is what I'm battling. It's like, you know, you have the power to break this mold, et cetera, but there's no thank you in this. This is just.
I'll hit you with this real quick because I know you got a boogie.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that it will be successful. I also believe that things take time. So if you don't start it, you're going to be another 5 years backed up.
Right.
Each time. You're how old?
28.
28. So if you start now, maybe at 32, shit will explode. Average
Right.
opinion, right? Okay, so you don't start till you're 32. Now you're on the upper close to 40. You're not even 30 yet.
Right.
So when are you gonna do it, right? So if you keep pushing it back, okay, so say you start in 3 years, all right, so maybe it doesn't get popped until 35. Okay, I can say this. I look like I carry myself around, all right? I do the same thing that you do. I hide it from everybody, right?
Right.
Because not everybody needs to know. You know how many friends I cut off in the past 2 years? I mean, 20-year-old friends. It's hard.
It's hard as fuck.
It really is. And I'm talking about people that taught me how to make music. People that taught me how to be a producer. People that, cool. But I brought them to the lake so many times. The fucking legs are tired. Either fucking drink it or don't. I gotta fucking go. I did. It saddened me. Dude, I have cried.
So this is like, exactly what you just said is exactly what I'm battling. Of like, yo, I'm ready to jump in, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's there. It's either, you know, you guys can come with me. If not, I'm fucking jumping in. You know what I mean? And like, that's what it is. It's like one of the most painful things I've ever been through in my entire life.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't hurt. It does, because I've cried on my own about it. Like, and you know, I was known as the asshole. But it's like, you don't understand that I'm walking away from something because you can't take responsibility, or you can't take, you know what I mean? Like, or accountability for your own life.
Right.
Everything else is everybody else's fault. Well, if I start hanging out with, if I'm still hanging out with you all these years, I'm gonna start thinking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I've gone too fucking far to start thinking like that again.
Right.
You know what comes out of me after that? Fuck you. Now I have resentment towards them.
Right.
I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna have resentment towards you because I didn't take myself out of the equation.
Right. And that's like the part of where it gets tough.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, at some point in anybody's life, we even have to use ourselves, at some point, somebody did that to you. You may not know. You know what I mean? But like, somebody's seen some shit in you didn't see in yourself, etc. They were ready, and you were their person. That like, yo, I'm at the lake. I'm fucking jumping in. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get left behind, you get left behind. But like, you still have the empathy of like, now you're there, and it's like, yo, like you still feel like shit for it. It's the weirdest thing, because you shouldn't, because it gets done to you. You know what I mean? Like, is more so what I'm saying.
You know what's gonna happen too when you jump in? Somebody's gonna pull you in from the water that has already swam there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna learn exactly what they did is exactly what you did.
Right.
Okay? There's a whole different group of people that you have to meet, that you have to be able to meet after you leave this area.
Mm-hmm.
Because these people are gonna be pulling you in, yo, we got you. They don't even know who the fuck you are.
Right.
But they know what you just went through. We got you. Come on. Oh, you're the new guy going for success? You're the new guy? Yo, guarantee you those people are not sitting there being like, nah, fuck you.
Right.
No, because they know what it's like to be battling exactly what you're battling right now. These people are more welcoming than the people who have kept you down. I'm not saying that these people are keeping you down, because really it's ourselves keeping ourselves down, right?
It really is. Yeah. It's just influence, really.
Yeah. But those are the people that are fearful of taking that step because they're afraid of success.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, you are too. I am as well, right? Because we don't want to leave that behind. But like you said, we're not going to hit peak if we don't dive in.
Right.
Right? There's wisdom to understand. There's knowledge to be taught to us in a whole other section that we haven't even learned yet from people who have already, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. I know it seems like the right way, but we're in a different world right now. This is the success world, okay? Try not to do that.
Right.
We're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and you're looking at these motherfuckers like, damn, I'm learning a lot right now. But you're not gonna learn that if you don't jump in.
Exactly.
I'm learning it now.
Right.
I'm learning it now, dude.
Right.
And I'm not even, I hate saying this, I'm not even thinking about the people I left behind.
Right.
I'm not. It's their choice. It's okay to check in with them every now and again.
Right.
You can do that. Just can't be swallowed up by it.
Right.
And
that's the, like I said, I found a balance of the anger, and that's my next, find the balance, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's okay to dive in, you know what I mean, on your shit.
Yeah.
And be super locked in, like, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, I have to talk about myself, even with the gym. Like, I invite my brothers to the gym all the fucking time. Like, yo, dude, why aren't you coming to the fucking gym, man? Like, do you not like me or something? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that kind of thing. And, like, they're just like, yo, they're just not ready to do, they're just not where you're at. You know what I mean? It's okay for you to dive in on your shit. Yeah. Like, they'll come. If they don't, they don't. You know, that kind of thing of like, yo, I know I'm doing all these things and it's going to get me to wherever, but like, yo, their path can be completely different. Like, that's the part of life that I'm finding a balance of, like, yo, just do you and take care of your mom, and the rest of that shit, like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you did what you had to do. You took care of your mom. Just focus on doing what you said you're going to do.
Yeah.
But it's tough. You know what I mean?
It's hard, dude. It's hard. But I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, man.
I know you got other things to do, so I always appreciate your time, because time is the one thing we can't get back.
Yeah, right, man.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate it, dude.
I have to go. We have to leave now. I have to leave. We have to leave now. I have to go. Go.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, see you later.